Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. We got Trent back on the channel. You can find him at Top Notch as well as the Miami Heat Network. Trent, it's been a while. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Just grinding every single day. Trade deadline season's here, so I'm ready.
A lot to talk about, especially yesterday. Big news. Shams dropped the bomb yesterday saying that Giannis is kind of he didn't really say that he demanded a trade, but he basically was saying Giannis is ready for a new home and that the Bucks also are actually listening aggressively for deals. So we already know Giannis asked behind the scenes, obviously asked for this trade because the Bucks are going nowhere. They're screwed. They have no way to build a team around Giannis. They dropped the bag. And he just wants to not look like a bad guy. I understand. He wants to look like he's loyal. He wants to look like it's not his decision. So whatever. But the writing is finally on the wall, and we're on Giannis watch. So my question before we talk about him linked to the Miami Heat, the Warriors, and a few other teams is: do you think he actually gets traded by next Thursday? We're 1 week away, or do you think the Bucks actually wait till the offseason? Because teams like even the Miami Heat or the Knicks, who are rumored as top destinations, they will have more draft capital in the summer. Right now, the Knicks have 0 picks available. The Miami Heat only have 2. In the summer, the Knicks are going to have 2. The Miami Heat are going to have 4, etc. So do you actually think he gets traded by this season, or do you think it'll happen in the offseason?
So, as a fan, I want him to be traded by the trade deadline because he's holding up the trade. The problem is right now, Giannis is holding up the trade deadline. So all the little trades that are supposed to happen aren't going to happen
Until the day of. All right.
Yeah,
That's
so
the
it's not going to
last
happen, right? And then like all the big trades, like Anthony Davis, John Morant, those type of guys, like they're not going nowhere no more, right? So like there's not going to be like a big blockbuster trade. I feel like every year there's always some type of big trade. I don't think we're going to get one this year. And for the Bucks, it's like they kind of have all the leverage now. Like they have the leverage now to be like, okay, we want the best offer possible. If somebody blows us away with it, we'll say yes. But during the offseason, I think that's where like the teams get more advantage on the Bucks because they know they got to trade him. Giannis is not going into next season wearing the Bucks jersey, so they know like it's going to take them. They have to get the deal done. I think with a week and change, bro, it takes a lot to get a deal done. Like teams have to be on the phone right now till next week, and like the problem is with the new CBA, it's going to have to be part of 3-team deals, 4-team deals, 5-team deals. Like it's going to have to get big. Like a lot of these teams that want Giannis can't really like they can afford him, but like the Knicks, like you said, they don't have much capital. So how are they pulling that off? They need Portland to trade them some picks so the Knicks can trade the Bucks their pick back because they don't got their first round pick, I don't believe, or something like that. So it's gonna be a lot. Like I think it's too short of a time. Like just the 29th, bro. The deadline's the 5th. It's next week. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So unfortunately, I don't think he does get traded at the deadline. But I'm hoping there's still trades though, man. Like this is the first trade deadline where like we only have one trade. Now I'm not saying there's like 15 trades at this point, but there's definitely more than one trade. You know what I mean? And that Trae Young trade was just like, like it was like, you know what I mean? Trae Young from Cullen was just like random. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We knew he was going to get traded, but it was like a blah trade. Like it didn't really help any team for this year, in my opinion. So, nah, I don't think he does get traded.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think Giannis is going to push for it, and his agent
Well,
because of,
man, let me say this.
the contract.
Exactly. I was going to get to that. They, as an agent and Giannis, like you said, Giannis is trying to play the good guy right now, which I don't understand why, bro. Everybody's on your side. Everybody knows what's up. No one's going to bash you because you requested a trade. This Bucks team is awful. Your best player is Ryan Rollins. That's a problem.
And you've already won. You've already won the championship.
Exactly. You did what you had to do. That's the big thing that's like maybe it happens because that max extension matters to these players. He won't get that if he doesn't get that. So that does play a factor. His agent needs to be, I'm telling you right now, the Heat, Pat Riley, whoever, they need to be on the phone with him, right? The Bucks, the agent, and never hang up. Fall asleep on the phone. Figure a deal out now. You know what I mean? They need to. And like, we'll sign Giannis to that extension. We let go of Tyler, right? And then everybody, I'm gonna let you go, but because I'm about to go on a huge rant right now because I
Go
just
for
thought
it.
this. Yo, listen, yo, you know what my frustrating thing is? So I love my supporters. The reason why I'm at is because of them. Right now, they grew me crazy. Like my channel blew up because of them, right? But one thing that frustrates me is they always want a star player, right? Every time you look at the comments, yo, we need star players, we need star players, da da da. But then when the star players are actually available, they want to throw through Drew Smith and Jovic's to get Giannis. How does that make sense? You got to be realistic. How are we throwing our trash because we don't like them to somebody else?
Right.
We don't want them. It doesn't make sense. And then I'm seeing people say, "Oh, well, yeah, I really don't want Giannis because we got to trade our team." First of all, KJ, okay, if you're high on him, cool. Maybe he's something, maybe he's not. But right now, I feel like we don't got time for the development. I just don't think we have time, right? So, okay, move off him. Khalil Ware, I'll be honest with you. I love Khalil Ware. I think he's amazing. But him and Spo are not on the same page. There's no reason why Jovic is playing backup 5. No reason why that should be happening. Khalil Ware is gone. It is what it is at this point. It's a tough loss. Then Tyler, right? But then they're like, no, like let's replace Tyler with Simone. Bro, let's be realistic. Like we got to be realistic. Like this ain't 2K, bro. Like it frustrates me, bro. Like when the players are available, that we're supposed to make a move, but y'all trying to pick and choose of what y'all want to do, and then they'd be like, oh, well, I'm not trading my team for Giannis. Bro, this is the only time we're going to get a star player. Let's be honest. Because, Amir, Luka's on the Lakers. He's not going nowhere. Anthony Edwards is not going anywhere for the next probably 10 years, bro. Like, let's be realistic. So who's the next big thing? Who can the Miami Heat potentially trade for? Like, what's their plan B? You know what I mean? Like, do you have any plan B if we don't land Giannis? Everybody wants to say no to Ja. Everybody wants to say no to Anthony Davis. I know, Mary, you're not the biggest fan of Kawhi Leonard, but Kawhi Leonard in the past 2 months have been one of the best players in the NBA. Respectfully, he has. You know what I mean? He has been so good. They were 6-21. They're 22-24 because of how good they've been. So it's just like, okay, so what players do you want then? Then you complain when the trade deadline's over that we got nobody. Well, you just were trying to give the team scraps. Are you surprised? So it's like you got to make up your mind. Like we're very like in between. It's like it's confusing. It's frustrating.
Yeah, and also superstars don't grow on trees. It's like it's not often you see Giannis is top 5 minimum in the league when healthy, top 5 MVP caliber player every single season. This is a down season for him, and he's averaging 28 and 9. He's usually averaging 30 and 11 and 6 assists and a block and a steal. He's a two-way monster. He's a Kawhi Leonard on steroids, right? I'm not comparing him apples to apples, but like he is one of the best players in the NBA, and like you have to give up everything. There's no lowballing. There's no Pat Riley trying to lowball Joe Cronin, going to the Trailblazers saying, nah, we're not going to add Caleb. Nah, we're not going to give you Jaime. Like, none of that. Like, sorry, Damian Lillard compared to Giannis, they're not even on the same stratosphere, right? Lillard has never been a top 3 type NBA player. He's been top 10, in my opinion, but this is a whole different animal. So, like, Miami Heat fans are just delusional. You have to trade a lot, basically, but you do need to try to retain something so you could stay competitive. And why would Giannis want to go to a team where it's going to be just him and one other player, aka maybe Bam? Like we can't like deplete everybody, but like Miami Heat fans are just frustrating. Like they talk shit on the players who suck, who are inconsistent role players, and then when it comes time to trade, they're like, yeah, but like they get picky and choosy. It's like there's no picking and choosing. Like at this point, realistically, I think if the Miami Heat want to get this done today, which I wouldn't do theoretically, but you throw in Bam. You start in as Bam as the anchor. Like Bam Adebayo is the starting point. I've said that for a long time. Like if you want to trump what everybody else is offering, because we don't have 4 draft picks like certain teams or 3 draft picks like the Warriors, you got to start with Bam. But we realistically don't want to do that because even though it could be clunky between having Giannis and Bam in the front court, that defensive identity between the two and Giannis being able to just dominate in the paint and score 30 points at will, we'll figure it out. We'll still have Norman Powell. We could still potentially have Andrew Wiggins. Then you deal with whoever's left at this point. But let's talk about the Heat because we're top of his list. rumored to be a top 2 team, 3 team that he can go to. What do you think the baseline package is like? Like, are you willing to give up everything at this point, you personally? And like, what would the minimum package be if you're on the phone right now with the Bucks, trying to get ahead of everybody else, right? Everybody's trying to talk. See, but without a 3 team deal, what's the best offer you think Miami can do? Just straight up, what is everything that you would include?
So the problem that I'm having right now, Amir, is it's gonna have to obviously start with Tyler. But my thing is, I feel like a lot of people around the league don't value Tyler as how much Heat fans value Tyler at sometimes, right? Because if you think about it, right, like Heat fans be like, Tyler's trash, Tyler's this, right? But then they throw them in the trade for every superstar. So what's your like? Make up your mind because if Tyler's trash, right? How is he going for Giannis? How is he going for a Luka, whatever the case may be, right? And I get it, it's a starting point, but do the Bucks want Tyler? Then you could say Khalil Ware, which cool, like he's a big piece. He is a big piece, but like having a center as like it could be a building block, but like as your building block, it technically doesn't work unless it's like a Wemby type. You know what I mean? Like it's tough. So then it's like, okay, now it's like, okay, throw KJ in there, which he has the potential, and that could be a good starting piece for the Bucks because they need guards over there. So that's nice. But then it's like Jaime Jovic, like bro, Jovic's been awful all year. Jaime looked good all year until he got injured again, and now he's kind of slowing down. He's getting back up a little bit, but like those injuries, when Jaime gets injured, he's never the same player for the rest of the season. I don't know what it is. Like typically players come back from these injuries, but him, it takes him forever to come back, bro. And it's kind of it affects us a lot because like he's our best bench piece, and when everybody else is injured and he's not playing well, you know what I mean? And then Bam has finally started to play better, but it's tough. So like I think you have to go with the realistic options of Khalil, Tyler. I want to keep Jaime, or you can just go Tyler, Wiggins, Khalil, right? You
And
could do
KJ,
that.
you got to
KJ,
throw in KJ still because I'm thinking, I don't know. There's a world where you don't throw Jaime in because the optics, though, like he's having a great third year. He's still relatively young, even though he was an older rookie, 3 years ago. He's 25 almost, but he's a sixth man candidate. He's a top 3 for the sixth man. So you have your sixth man upside. You have your Tyler, which you could just say he's a former All Star, that 20-point score that you get. Who gives a shit if he's a Milwaukee native? I hate that narrative. Does it really matter that he's freaking from Milwaukee? No, who gives a shit? But still, he's from Milwaukee. He has his family, hometown, whatever. Khalil, to your point, is that you're not going to build around him. He's not a lottery pick. He's not a Wemby, but he's still a good piece to have as your 7-foot blue chip 21-year-old prospect. Jaime, again, I think has to be included. Like, because why would they want Wiggins necessarily if they're trying to tank? You know what I mean? Because if we trade him Wiggins, they're not going to be able to trade him, or if they can have something set up where he automatically gets rerouted, a 3-team deal, then they trade Wiggins and get more draft pick or other pieces. Because like, why would the Bucks want him at 31? Plus, he has a player option. You know what I mean? So like, they might lose him for nothing if they acquire him. So I agree with you though. Like that base has to be Tyler Khalil, and all the picks, and then at least I say it's a Jaime. You're saying you think it could be Wiggins?
well, so it'll be Tyler Ware, KJ. But the problem is the Heat are going to try to keep KJ, and they're going to try to throw Simone in there. Simone has been in every trade package that I have seen so far for Ja, for Giannis. That is expiring, but expiring doesn't even matter to Milwaukee at this point because they're just in a rebuilding phase. You know what I mean? Like, what they have all the free cap space in the world. Okay, what are they going to do? Sign somebody? Free agency doesn't even exist no more. So like expiring is like it doesn't really help this team at that point. They need draft capital. That's how you build a team. And so, like you said, the way they go the Wiggins route, if he's rerouted somewhere, which that could happen, right? That happens all the time. And the Warriors come in. The problem with that is the Warriors want Giannis themselves. If the Warriors feel like, oh, they don't need Giannis and they want Wiggins, then maybe it can work with a 3-team deal because Warriors can throw some picks in there as well. They have their first round picks, but now we're just asking for too much because like we can't ask the Warriors to help us out for a star player that they want as well to help Curry win the championship. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Totally.
it's tough. Like you said, you could throw Jaime in there, but you know what the fans are gonna say. No, we're throwing too much. Throw Jovic in there. Well, why do they want Jovic? Like, let's be realistic. Jovic has been awful all year. I could probably pinpoint 2-3 games he played this year that was good. Outside of that, terrible.
Yep.
Terrible. So yeah, I think that's the building block right there right now for the Miami Heat. Unfortunately, I just don't think I don't think Pat Riley, Mickey pose the trade-off. I really don't.
Do you think the Warriors can do it? So they've been coming up now as a potential favorite because they can offer 3 picks, a pick swap. They're saying Jimmy Butler, Kuminga, Moses Moody, or a Pods instead of Moody. Like,
Same thing. It's the same thing for Golden State as well.
is
It's
that
like,
enough? Do you think they have a realistic chance though, or a better chance than Miami?
bro, I think
Trade
we have a better
deadline?
chance than Golden State. I really do. You know why? Because it's like,
We do. You think we have a better
yeah,
chance?
we have a better chance. Because Golden State, I just actually finished recording a video on this, bro. Jonathan Kuminga has no trade value because of the Warriors. The Warriors destroyed his trade value. And now you're trying to trade him for a bigger piece. No. Pods is the middest player that I know in NBA history. They try to hype this dude up like it's kind of like their Jovic in Golden State. That's their Jovic. Pods. Oh, I can't, when Curry retires, I'm going to be the next guy. No, you're not.
He's better than Jovic though. Come on. Jovic has been that
I'm
bad.
just trying to throw an example.
I know what you mean. But
Yeah.
Jovic has been that bad.
So, right. And then it's like, okay, Moody's okay. But it's like, bro, their young pieces aren't better than our young pieces. I don't care what anybody says. Jaime is better than Pods. Jaime is better than Moody, right? Kel'el Ware is better than these players, right? Tyler Hero is better than these players. So I think we got the better pieces. The problem is our draft picks. That's the problem.
We only got 2. They got 3 at least.
Exactly.
Straight up without swaps. Yeah.
So that's the problem. They want draft picks and they want young players, but realistically, they want the draft picks. That's where the Miami Heat get outbidded. You might have the talent, don't got the picks. And then that's where it leads to Miami having to wait to the offseason. Now you're kind of risking, if you know you can't pull Giannis off by now, you're hoping that he doesn't get traded by then.
True. But at least, though, in the offseason, we still have 4 picks, though, which still theoretically makes our offer better. But what happens to the Spurs? What happens to the Rockets? What happens to
it's going to make it
Thunder,
tough. That's what I'm saying.
right? Like, one of these teams could be like, we didn't win. We liked our
Yeah.
teams. We wanted to stay young and developing and keep our core. But then they're like, now we need to make a change. Like, maybe the Rockets or Spurs or Thunder, who have all the young picks, all the picks and the young, better star players, right, can come in and be like, hey, we actually need Giannis. Like, the Thunder could lose. They look mortal now for the first time.
Yeah.
They looked unbeatable with the first 2 months. Right now, the Rockets could maybe beat them. The Nuggets can maybe beat them. The Lakers can maybe beat them. No, I'm not saying they would, but you know what I mean. Now they could be like, all right, let's get Giannis. Let's trade Jalen Williams and whoever, and let's pair SGA with Giannis. Like, how are we going to compete with that? Like, it's just like it's
that's the scary thing. That's the scary thing because look, no one's talking about this. The Houston Rockets have the best trade package now. They have 5 tradable first-round picks. 5. They can trade Sengun, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith with 5 tradable first-round picks. So I think they trade 5 picks. No, but what I'm saying is they have the capital to pull it off. And the Oklahoma, the Rockets, they haven't played as well as we expected, right? And you always got to remember, Amir, when it comes to the trade deadline, there's always trades. Now, there's always teams that come out of nowhere, and go, give me him. So watch out for Houston. Same like OKC. OKC can offer whatever they want to get Giannis. Simple as that, right? Because I truly think OKC's Thunder is better without J-Dub. And so what if they say, okay, we realize that, but they already paid him, unfortunately. So I don't know how realistic this is, but we realize that. And okay, let's have Shea, Giannis, and Chet. You're never beating them. You'll never beat them.
Spurs. All right, you want 4 first-round picks and Dylan Harper and Barnes and what is this, Cornette, whatever it is, or do you want maybe I don't think they would do this necessarily, but like maybe they get rid of Castle. I mean, that's tough to say, obviously, but like maybe they like Dylan Harper better. They're like, fine, we'll give you Stephon Castle, Harrison Barnes, whatever, Kelly Olynyk, just and 4 picks. They could give 4 or 5 picks also, I believe, the Spurs, right? So who's a better prospect, Kel'el Ware or Stephon Castle? Who's a better prospect, like Kel'el Ware or Jalen Williams, who's already an all-star? He's only 23 years old, right? 24 years old. Like that's not a bad piece to build around in Milwaukee, right? Like he's not going to win you a championship, but if you traded for Jalen Williams and he became the go-to man in Milwaukee, if MPJ can go from a third option in Denver to the Nets to get all that usage and average 27 a game, you don't think Jalen Williams, an all-star and NBA champion, he'd average 30, wouldn't he? It'd be like Mikal Bridges too when he went from the Suns to the Nets, right? Like having full ownership of that team. It doesn't mean the Bucks are going to win, but that's a fun piece, right? Versus fully rebuilding. If you can get like a Jalen Williams type of dude or someone, or a Stephon Castle type of young dude, that means your team isn't fully into like the tank mode, but you are still going to lose a lot of games, right? So we can't compete with those teams. But let's close here. Whether it happens this next week or the offseason, who do you predict is going to actually acquire Giannis? Like, where do you think he actually wants to go? Because I know he'll have a say in it to a certain degree.
Toronto.
Oh, God. That would be amazing for them because they've been a dark horse under, like, this came out of nowhere. Top 3 team in the East, right? They look good. So you're saying you think Toronto can somehow, because he's been linked to them. He's mentioned he'd be okay.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to either go to the Knicks, the Heat, Toronto. Toronto, their owner don't play around. They always find a way to make big moves. Simple as that, right? Like Masai, no, he got fired. I think he got fired, but
He got like he was the GM, I think.
Yeah. But they always find ways to be competitive. And the fact that they stole Brandon Ingram from the Pelicans, right? Remember, that was a few trades ago. He's their best player now off a salary dump, pretty much. They're going to be competitive. They're already looking at Sabonis. The fact that Giannis put him as like his preferred destination, they can throw RJ, they can throw quickly, they can throw some picks. Jakob Poeltl, they got the pieces over there. They got Grady D over there, right? They got some young pieces. I like Toronto as a very sneaky team that pulls them off.
All right, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for hopping on, Trent. Appreciate the time, and make sure you guys go to Trent's channels. You can find him on Top Notch as well as the Miami Heat Network. Thanks again, man. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel as well.